AI is killing easy immigrants' jobs. And if you're someone who is trying to make a better living while living in overseas, these are the 3 skills that I'll focus on if I was in your case. Okay, so the problem right now is that AI is advancing too fast. Every month, the progress is accelerating more and more and more. And we're thinking 2 to 3 years time frame, there will be a robot doing all the jobs that you possibly can think of. If you want to be still valuable to the society and finding the meaning in life, start focusing today. The 3 skills that I'm going to focus on, the first is sales, combining with communication. Sales is something that I thought of as something like scam, like 사기, because the way I was growing up and then the way I heard about the sales has always been like someone is forcing other people to buy, a person is using tactics, psychological tricks, and then make this person to buy whatever they're trying to make benefit out of when the other person isn't really wanting to buy. But later down the track, I learned that sales isn't actually that. If you understand this psychological logic, then you're setting the foundation to grow your business on top of that. If you want to be able to sell, you have to completely understand what are the people wanting to have. It's very different to working in a clothing shops or retail shops trying to help other people. Hey, these are the products that we sell from our brand and you can pick whatever you want and just tell me what you like to do and I'll do the payment for you. That's like a cashier. Sales skills is different. It's like learning to communicate with another human, to understand the psychology, to help them get what they want. I'll give you a very good example, which is you're selling a software or a website service in the simple word that helps a business owner to run better business by using the website or a service. And this will be the skill set that will be needed even down the track where everything is automated, everything is not scarce anymore, so much abundant resources. You could go from selling a fitness coaching program or English coaching program, digital products, even go to B2B area, like you want to sell your marketing service or you want to sell an even more broader space. This kind of service sales rep makes in average 100K if it's low to sometimes 200K and 300K and beyond, depending on how well you do. In my cases, I usually close the deals between $3,000 to $10,000 in between, depending on the businesses, depending on the customers that we focus on. Everything goes down to sales. Everyone is doing vibe coding right now. It has been taking 6 months to a year or more to make an app, but now it's taking 30 minutes. So there's going to be tens of thousands of apps coming out every day. And how are you going to compete with them? Even you think your idea is brilliant, if you don't know how to sell it, another person will come out and say, hey, this guy is selling at $7, but I'll sell it to you at $5. Why? Because I can make it in 30 minutes. If you're not managing to sell, then eventually business will choose to find a different way as well. All right, the second skills is AI. There are so many services and available functions and tools coming out every day. I can't just whack the prompt and then it's like, oh, it's good, and then let's post it. Like, I needed to have the taste. Starting with iPhone 10 years ago at a restaurant trying to get the perfect food dishes, and then transition to the different businesses and then getting posters or advertising materials and marketing materials all the time. So these are the skills that developed over time. Another thing that I did to scale my business, I want to connect more in PDF of the perfume brand and then write an email saying like, hey, it seems like you're doing amazing with this kind of niche, and then I'll work. It looks like everyone is resonating with your content, and I think my brand will be resonating well with your clients based on X, Y, and Z. So that can be automated. I ended up partnering with the Vietnam Idol, the new idols, and then a good promotion had gone through that path. Another things that I'm automating through my business is that recruiting all the data to help students reinforce the informations and the education material they learned, and then they can study again and put it into the ChatGPT and then find out the key frame that I could do and then prepare with the most beneficial words that they need to learn, and then we study that words, watch the video, discuss about it, and then trying to get students to talk about it as much as they can. While they're trying to talk about it as much as they can, the clip will be recorded, and then based on that, analyzations from the AI and then the sentence structure will be broken down and then made into the quiz, and so the students can learn in the optimized way that I possibly cannot handle at all at the same time. as I do this, I get familiarize myself with the AI agentic rules. And maybe down the track, 5 years, 10 years, when we don't even need to do that, we just share the idea and the robot gets everything done. Maybe we'll have to come up with the new skills and new meaning in life. But that's the time for later. But until then, we got to focus on what we can and continuing to keep the positivity and optimism and continue move forward with what we got. And in the end, we will completely be a different person living in a completely different world, but happy and meaningful, and we're growing. That's all it matters to me. And we're trying our best with our life to experience the most and feel the most and get much out of it, you know? All right, last but not least is niche expertise. What I mean by that is focusing really on a specific area that you feel like you want to get to know more about, you're very interested or you're passionate about, or sometimes you're even hooked on. For me, it's English 365. It's not just to provide another English lesson just like other academy does, but the business was started because I want to solve the fundamental problem that people are experiencing, even though there's abundant resources of education materials in the market, but people are still finding it challenging to learn to speak English. Why? And I want to focus on those why and then develop my program and my solutions based on those to help the people within that area. It's somewhat very complex problems that the people need to fix. That's why most of the people, like I think 80% or above, end up not being able to speak fluent English or get stuck at some point and not progress further in their life while living overseas. So in the end, you end up not coming over the language barrier. You might be an introvert, quiet, shy person who has not fully developed the social skills to navigate through these social situations that you're not familiar with in foreign countries, not making enough friends or not speaking to enough of other people to communicate and express your mind. So the combination of that, communication, cultural difference, also discipline. A lot of the time people are like, I want to be able to speak fluent English, but then you're not consistent, you're not disciplined, you're not willing to sacrifice, but you just want it, but you're just saying you want it. All combined, making it very, very difficult for you to learn to speak fluent English and confidently with other people. So that's why I focus on this niche, because it's very complex and it's very difficult for them. And even AI is getting advanced, it's hard for them to solve. And if you have your own specialties and your interest, just keep on honing in and digging in deeper and try to look for what are the problems that people are experiencing, but it's not being solved clearly. And you start with focusing on those and then providing a value and solution to that problem. And then you'll be able to develop more skills, more experience, and form it into a business and then grow bigger. And then later you'll have more options to see.